I think even to think about like, one policy describing someone's vote or whatever, I don't think people even think about it at that level. It's really vibes and it's emotions and it's, do I like the way this person looks? Peter Dutton looks like a bit of an evil potato. I don't like that, whatever. And that's just where most people are at in terms of their engagement with it. So I think that I also feel like I should say compulsory voting is the cause of all of this. And I think that Australia is like the only country in the world that has compulsory voting in this kind of system that we have. And I think that compulsory voting is what creates,
down, doesn't it?
I think it's what creates this sort of manufactured mandate, forcing everyone, even people who don't understand the issues or care about them, to give a rubber stamp to whichever government comes in to do whatever they want to do. I just think that
Cos Samaras, you know Cos Samaras?
I do.
Right. Did anyone not know Cos Samaras? So he's Dan Andrews' campaign director back in the day and currently runs a Redbridge group. He's a big lefty on Twitter.
Cos and I talk quite a bit. We get along on a few things. And
I like him. Mm-hmm. But he makes the opposite argument that compulsory voting in Australia keeps the parties from going off the deep end on either side. Yeah. Because you have to appeal to a mainstream Australian.
Yeah, but I think that what that mainstream is largely fictional. And I really rate Cos. So what Cos does is he measures what people think about an issue now.
Yep.
And his view is that the job of politicians and the art of politics is to work out what people want and give them what they want.
Yes.
The whole premise that you've brought me here to talk about today, I would say begs a different view, and that is that both the socialists, who aren't here today, and the libertarians believe politics is the art of attempting to persuade people that an idea or a set of ideas is right. So it's actually a completely different approach to politics.
Okay.
And whether or not it will work until enough people have that groundswell of dissatisfaction with the status quo, I don't know. But that is a fundamental difference. And that's why a lot of people are looking at what the Liberal Party are doing and they're not understanding why they are being the way they are and taking positions or not taking positions. It's because they have to aim for the centre, and where the centre has shifted so far to the left because you've got this cultural ascendancy and the Labor machine has been very effective. That the Liberals, in order to be viable to win government, have to look more and more like a more moderate party. So I think I would respectfully disagree with Cos about the virtues of forcing people to pick a side, essentially, because compulsory voting also locks in the two-party system, very much.
Yes.
And it might be true that overseas you'll get more extreme party positions, but you've also got a lot more parties, you've got a lot more representation of parties, you've got a lot more alliance building and coalition building. So in like Europe, for example, in New Zealand's in a coalition government at the moment, and not like our version of a coalition where the Liberals and the Nationals are really fundamentally the same party.
Yeah.
In New Zealand at the moment, you've actually got the Nationals, which is like their version of the Liberals, and you've got the ACT Party, which is the Alliance of Consumers and Taxpayers, who are like a sister cousin sort of, that sounds weird, sister cousin. The Tasman's between us, it's not incestuous, but the ACT Party are like a libertarian inspired party essentially, and they're in coalition with the mainstream sort of Liberal equivalent over there. So all those things are way more normal. I think that the proponents of Australia's very peculiar compulsory voting system, it's just another manifestation of the government me harder daddy. It's like if we didn't have this, then people wouldn't care and it'd be this horrible Wild West wasteland. I don't agree with that at all. I think that politicians would have to work harder to raise money. They'd have to actually be held accountable to their promises. Like at the moment, it's just slop. Like it is, and it's going to get only more like slop. I don't know if you noticed the use of AI in the last federal election campaign.
By who?
By both sides, but the Liberals were more noticeable because theirs was worse. I don't know if anyone else has that experience. Like there was this bizarre like AI, totally AI, like not any human input whatsoever, where it had like this alien filling up its spaceship with like petrol at the petrol station. It was just all this really bizarre cooked, like it was just, yeah, I have no wish to live through that again, but I'm sure we will probably see it again next year in the state election. But it's become like that. It's become like how do we convey the vibes? How do we essentially sort of convince enough people that we should have a go, but it's not based on really acknowledging the problems in any meaningful way.